I would say the biggest thing is just I want to be the best at YouTube. Like that's really it. For whatever reason, when I made my first video, from then on out, I was just obsessed, and I just can't stop. I can't. I take a day off, and I feel like I'm a waste of space. You know what I mean? I started when I was 13, and I literally had no money at the time. I made Minecraft videos, and I used to make $1 a day, literally. And I'd saved up for months, bought a mic, saved up for more months, bought a computer, and just literally everything came from YouTube. From the day one, when I created my channel, every dollar I made, I put back into my channel for like 8 years straight. And as the paychecks got bigger, the videos got bigger, really. There's so many different things I did along the way, like counting to 100,000. But like everything I did from the beginning, I always tried to be different. So once I just found out about click-through rate, it was just, you know, making the thumbnails a little more brighter and, you know, obviously just learning things here and there and then just adjusting as we went. And they would make fun of me because I put in so much effort back then. And I'd be like, well, people will recognize what I'm doing and it will pick up. But back then, like, people literally used to pull like triple the views I pull with like 1/100th the effort. And they would make fun of me and be like, you'll never pass me and you try so hard. The first one was Quid. I did, I think, 10 videos with them because, and every video they paid me more for the most part because every time I would do it and it'd go super viral and I'd be like, okay. And like they would get a lot of downloads and they'd be happy. I'd be like, cool, can I get a little more money? I have a hard time seeing another version of me popping up because I mean, just I was getting by the skin of my teeth every step of the way, to be honest. I was a little crazy. When I wanted to drop out of college and I didn't have that much money, I was crazy. When I got 10 grand for a brand deal and then gave it away, I was insane. When I got my first big YouTube paycheck and then spent it all in a week, I was on content, I was crazy. Before me, I feel like reinvesting in YouTube content was kind of looked at negatively because all along the way, people thought I was crazy. Literally up until recently, even now, they're like, why do you still spend millions of dollars on videos? I'm like, because I want to keep growing. Like, why not, you know? Back when I was like going all in every month and like we didn't know if we were going to be screwed, it was a lot. It was very emotional. There's a lot of fights and videos are always more expensive than they seem. Like, oh, I just want to get my 3 million subscriber 3 million pennies like I was talking about before. It's like, oh, that's only 30 grand. But as you start getting 18-wheelers and the videos progress, they always got more expensive. Right. To the point where I was just like depleting. Like we were like, all right, don't spend more than this. And then I would spend way over it all the time. My mom would be like, all right, next month, can you leave more than like $100 after we pay him? Because like we would make 100 grand and then I would just spend 101 grand. And like we just spend more than I make. You know? And I was literally edit it out. I was living paycheck to paycheck on that. And like I was barely paying my employees at the time. And I was like, all right, like we had a loan on standby at all times, but yeah, so that really sucked at that point. Is what feels fun to me, to other people frustrates them. Like coming up with ideas, that's something I've always enjoyed, but other people, like, it terrifies them. I like creating content, I like data, and I like running a business, which are kind of like the three things you need to really scale up big. And most people I see usually only like one of the three. So I feel like it's very rare that someone does all three, if that makes sense, you know? The biggest point was when Bubblecop, Jordy, showed me a graph where he took all his videos and he graphed them by click-through rate and average view duration. Basically, it showed that the higher both numbers are combined, exponentially more the views are. And that's when I was like, oh, so if I just get high click-through rate and people, if I get people to—
sounds easy, but
yeah, well, but then it's like, okay, so just the higher these two metrics are, the more views you get. And then it's just about obsessing how to get the numbers up, really. I always thought click-through rate was a thing. For the longest time, I was like, there's something besides average view duration. This video that people watched for 70% did worse than this video that people watched for 50%. And I had always hypothesized it was click-through rate, but it wasn't until they released the stat that I got that missing metric to plug in. I was like, okay, this is why this video did bad and this is why this one did well. So Daryl grouped my videos by, he grouped them by like what I did. So he took the 24-hour challenge videos, the videos where I give away money, and put them in groups. And we looked at like the view to sub conversion on all of them, and like videos where I give away money was astronomically higher. If my goal is to like grow subscriber wise, I know how. And there's a couple other things too. By just grouping them, I could see like you can just per view how they increase certain numbers. It's just, will people click on it? Can I make an entertaining 15-minute video that people will watch like over 60% of? That's really it. Over the last year, every video's gotten 10 million views. So I'm pretty accurate at this point, but at the beginning I wasn't. And it took years of just fine-tuning what works. And so those are what I look for. Like this one guy, he was averaging 10,000 views a video. I won't say his channel name because I don't want to take credit, because he really is blowing up now. But he was doing 10,000 views a video, 20,000 subscribers, around there. And then I gave him just this one video idea that it was just a little too controversial for me. But I was like, yeah, he wants, controversial ideas. So he did it. He filmed it. I was like, refilm it. He refilmed it 3 times. He was so mad. He was like, not super mad, but he was like, come on. And then I made him like keep redoing the thumbnail. And that video got 10 million views on his channel. His whole channel only had a few million views.
Right.
And he 10x'd in subscribers, and it's just a good idea. And I just told him how to film it. And I've done that with multiple different people. It's just whatever. It's just a feeling that you just get over time. And I've worked with a lot of small people, and they just haven't refined it. I usually don't do seasonal content. Usually I try to do videos that just can go viral forever, just constantly get views. Like just clickable, watchable videos no matter how long, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where putting a lot of money and effort into videos really pays off, because the long tail obviously is way better. And so.
That's very interesting. So, I mean, you don't focus on the seasonal trends. You just think of, okay.
Well, I don't focus on any trends. I just try to make my own. The idea is you want to make every video the best video possible, so someone can just watch a video and then watch the next and the next and the next and the next. And like YouTube could just recommend any of the videos. And that's what we try to go for. Because like when I do get on trending and like a new audience is introduced, I'll see comments on like really old videos like, I saw you on trending 2 hours ago, and this is like the 12th video I've watched in a row. Like, how do you do all this crazy stuff? How is every video so crazy? Because like people who have never been exposed to me before, like they still think like $1,000 spent on a video is crazy. And then they watch a video where I spend 100 grand, and then 100 grand, and 100 grand, and then I destroy my friend's car and buy. It's like all this stuff that like, so you could just go down my catalog and watch all of it. And I try to keep it all interesting. No matter what a title you have, it can always be better. It literally can always be better. And that's why I want second and third and fourth opinions.
But what I love about this is he goes, I can't visualize the thumbnail. Like you're like, if I can't visualize the thumbnail, I'm not making the video. I'm not going to put all this effort and time into that.
Exactly.
Or you have an amazing thumbnail, and they're like, well, the title sucks. I can't.
With the amount of money I spend, if I have like 3 or 4 videos in a row do bad, like I'm out of money. You know, especially because like we're considering spending over 200 grand on one of our coming up videos. Like I can't have that be a bust. You know, it has to be a good title. It has to be a good thumbnail. I have to be able to make the money back, or people don't get paid, you know? I have dozens of employees at this point. A lot of them are full-time and a lot of part-time. I have director, a logistical expert. I mean, like we do large-scale projects twice a week. So like getting a car dealership, buying 12 cars, getting all the insurances, because I'm referencing a video where I bought a car dealership and gave away all the cars. Like just every little thing has to be done. And when you do that twice a week, plus like a lot of our videos, we spend 24 hours like in a rainforest, in a desert. It's just like, literally, I'm going nonstop, like working around the clock, and so is like a dozen other people with me, full time and a lot of part time people. And even with that, we're barely getting the content out. Like, there's no way if I was doing this by myself, I would probably only be able to upload like 5 times a year. That's what my mom tells me all the time. Is like, there's never been a day in my life where I've been like satisfied. It's like I could hit 10 million subscribers and like 10 seconds later be like, okay, I want 100 million. Like, let's go, you know? So I don't know. And I think it's a blessing and a curse, because I think there are days where I'm like, wow, I work all this time, but I still feel like I have nothing. I know I have a lot, but you know what I mean? But I think that's part of why I am where I am, because no matter what I have, I just want more, kind of. But I think it does come from a place of, it's not completely negative, because I like helping people. And my 100% flat out goal is to make as much money as possible and give it away before I die. That's what I want to do. And if enough money's there, I'll do what I have to so I can keep going bigger and better and keep helping people. So that's really it. You know, like if I could spend $1 million a video, I mean, I would. Yeah. Just depends what offers present themselves. But for the most part, as of right now, all I want to do is YouTube. I just want to focus on it. I don't want to do anything else. And I just want to make the best videos possible. And every dollar I make, I just want to put back in and just keep doing that.